Ready for the video?
Let's do it.
Awesome. Isn't that a big number?
17
Oh my
people.
gosh.
I said, okay, then today being 18, the chances are low. Without
That would
anything.
freak me out.
Well, you have it
Nervous
on
for
your
him.
back, but
Jeez, I'm just definitely not as excited to go skydiving as I was. That's why meditation is actually so powerful and has been so powerful in my life because it
Present practice. What's conscious? This is Vish and today we'll be responding to Sadhguru's video on
Sadhguru's skydiving adventure.
My name is Vish and I'm an aspiring yogi, love all things wisdom, meditation, yoga based. Super grateful to have Sierra on the show. Want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I am Sierra. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area. I lived in Hawaii and now I'm located in Austin, Texas. I am currently a project manager by day and I work in the crypto NFT space at night, and I also run a spiritual account for fun.
Awesome, and thank you so much for being here, Sierra. And have you heard of a guy named Sadhguru before?
I have.
Okay, what do you know about him?
Not much, I only know him through your videos.
Okay, and skydiving, is that something you've done before?
No, but have thought about it.
Okay, well I'll say that I've done it once before and I've loved it. I would love to hear if you all have done it, watching. Yeah, that's you right there. Comment down below, or if you haven't, also comment down below. What again? With that,
Let's get into the video.
So I was flying in Indiana, in United States. Then before flying, there was some time, the pilot didn't come, then I was just going around seeing all their photographs and records and things. This club has been there for over 30 years in thing, and they have a good record and all this. Then I asked, how many have died? They said only 17 people.
17, wow.
The last
Isn't that a
30
big
years,
number?
only 17
Oh
people.
my gosh.
I said, okay, then today being 18, the chances are low. But it's possible, it's possible. Then the pilot comes late and he says, I'm sorry, and jumps into his suit and does all those things in such a rush. Then I wonder, the guy who's tying these knots, if
There
he
he
also
is.
has come late and tied it up in a hurry,
These aren't good
It's an
signs,
issue.
doing this in a rush.
so you're
Would you
jumping
be
off
scared?
without
That would
anything.
freak me out.
Well, you have it
Nervous
on
for
your back,
him.
but when you jump, you're just jumping off. So that last moment, will this open or not? Just one string, strings attached, you know, only one string. Like this if you do, you can't pull it and test it because if it opens up here, you can't jump. So you're not supposed to test it, you're supposed to believe somebody who's tied the knot and believe he's done it perfect. We do not know if he is putting the knot for the first time.
Lots of trust here, right?
14,000 feet.
Definitely.
A plane flies, usually it's a rickety old plane. When I went, the plane was making such horrible noises, it was easier to jump than stay in the plane.
There he is. Holy cow. What's going through your mind as you see this?
Jeez, I'm just definitely not as excited to go skydiving as I was.
Hey, good job there.
Good job. Hey, that's wonderful. Why don't you go, all of you?
In the state of Ohio, Shankaran Pillai went to learn skydiving. So he is
That's
about
a
to
made-up
jump.
character, by the way, that he often uses for stories.
And
Gotcha.
The instructor said, when I say, you pull the string, only one string. There's no backup string, only one string. So Shankaran Pillai asked, suppose it doesn't open, the parachute, how much time do I have? The instructor said, well, all your life, huh?
There we go. All your life, you get that?
Your entire life. This is the nature of life. Your entire life is now. You have to breathe now, you have to eat today, you have to drink water today. You cannot live on yesterday's stuff, isn't it? One day if you stop all this, 1 minute if you stop all this, life starts going down. Don't believe what I'm saying, just check with your life. Let me live so many days, all these years I've been breathing, let me live on that. Try. Immediately it'll tell you, this is not the way, you idiot. Is it telling you or no? No, I loved somebody so much and she's gone right now, I want to die. Try. Says, hell with her, I want to live, this says. Stock market crashed, I lost all my money, I want to die, try. Life says, hell with your stock market, I want to live. Yes or no? Are you
Yes.
life-oriented
Yes.
or are you death-oriented? This is the question.
Ooh. Are you life-oriented or death-oriented?
Because-
Huh.
Life is very brief, but death is very long. Hello? People who died have died for a long time, isn't it? People who lived just lived for a few years.
I love this perspective.
There is no long life, only a miserable person has a long life. Otherwise there's no long life. Where is long life? Even I am becoming old. Hello? One who is exuberant and joyful and involved, where is long life? It's a bloody brief life. Yes or no? I bless you with a brief life, not in terms of time, but in terms of experience.
So Sierra, after watching this first ever Sadhguru video of yours, what's going through your mind?
The first thing that comes to my mind is I really liked how he brought up living in the present moment. Of course, when you're skydiving, like people go to feel alive or, I don't know, just for fun or exhilaration. But like that underlying theme of, okay, like you're so present in that moment, I highly doubt people are thinking of a bunch of other things while you're skydiving besides hopefully the string you can pull.
No, that's a great perspective, and I love what you shared with that insight because, like I've mentioned before, I actually have done it once, and it's a surreal experience. First off, I would honestly highly recommend it. Yes, it might seem a little sketchy, and even I did go on like a shabby aircraft and whatever, but the experience was just surreal. I think it was truly worth it, and tying that to what you were saying, you're absolutely right. You, in the moment, or when you're in the air and you're especially free falling, you're so present. Like truly, it's I think maybe what's the word? Like a biological, instinctual thing, right?
Yeah.
Survival tactic.
Yeah.
But you become truly present. And then what's really nice is that when the parachute gets released and just unravels, you're still very present because you're like still what, like 10,000 feet in the air.
Yeah.
And I was grateful enough to do this in Seattle area. So it was beautiful and gorgeous there, and I was just in awe. Like that was the only word that was probably, fitting to describe the experience, just awe. So yeah, thanks for sharing that perspective. Do you think this is something you still want to do?
Totally. except when I do it, I definitely want to be in Hawaii because I heard you can see like most of the island and the ocean when you're coming down. So
That is actually a great idea. I think that would be, if I were to do it again, it's not something I would want to keep doing, but if I were to want to do it again, I think that would be a great spot. So thanks for that suggestion. And what are your thoughts and take on, I guess, this whole idea of the brief life that he kept talking about, right? So what did that mean to you?
You know, it's funny he brought that up. I was actually thinking about that today because just with my work, things have been a little slower, getting back into things after the holidays. And, you know, when you're not as interested or excited or into what you're doing, things go a little bit slower. So that's, you know, kind of what he was saying. Like, I wish you a brief life. Like, we all know what it's like to be in the moment or like look back and your week went by so quickly because you met a bunch of friends or you enjoyed the work or whenever, you know, time flies when you're having fun. So I enjoyed that parallel for sure.
Yeah, love that perspective as well. And I would agree. I mean, things tend to feel long when you're kind of bored and you're, as he says, miserable. So when you're truly ecstatic, I think you don't think about it as much. And even like these questions, this is why I really connect with the spirituality. And we'd love to hear more about your background here. It's really different than philosophy. It's not a philosophy because philosophy is all, I think, thought-based and mind-driven. But like a lot of these philosophical questions or existential questions, like what is the point of life and what is the purpose and this and that. Not to say that they're bad questions per se, but I feel like if you were to truly be immersed with life and experiencing life to its fullest, would you even have a second to think about that stuff, right? I think it's mostly something that happens when you're bored or you're sad. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. And I just think with the way our society is set up right now for us to accomplish goals, it's kind of, even for me, I had to take a step back in the moment and realize like it was always one thing to the next. Like, what accomplishment, what's gonna make me happy? Like, should I be working out or should I be doing this, this, and this? And
It's like a means to an end.
yeah, and then it really takes away from the present moment. And I mean, there's so many studies of just how it affects like your brain living in the present moment, and you know, manifestation and all of that comes from being fully present. So
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that as well. And I would very much agree with that and just, you know, emphasize, I think it's, you know, important to realize that we all are present. It's just that we're not consciously present, right? So the key is to be consciously present and just aware of the now and not be distracted by the future or the past. I mean, it's not that you can't think of the future or the past, but you don't want to get tied into it and entangled with it. And also, you know, Sadhguru talks about this too, which is the idea that the memory and the imagination are actually two of our most powerful facets that we have. But that is what we're suffering. In fact, people that tend to be, let's say, anxious or eagerly looking forward to the future, they tend to be suffering their imagination. And people that are, let's say, depressed, they're too identified with their past because they keep living their memory. So it's not that these tools are bad per se, but it's just being entangled. What's your take on this stuff?
yeah, I mean, it's kind of like when you get lost in a thought or whatever, and that's why meditation is actually so powerful and has been so powerful in my life, because it's allowed me to be aware of my thoughts and, you know, choose if I want to put my energy or, you know, time into one or not. So
Love that. And if you made it this far as we're approaching the end of the video, would really appreciate you hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. It would mean the world. And also really grateful to have again Sierra here. Want to remind the viewers where they can find you.
please find me at lewa.lani on Instagram and Crypto Booty on TikTok.
All of our stuff will be down below. And if you have any other video reaction requests or topics or guests that you want to see on the show, you can also comment down below. And with that, make a great day, take it joyfully, and stay conscious. Awesome job, Sierra. You did great.
Thank you so much.
Perfect.